Now, this morning, there are more than 1,200 new cases in Bexar County, and health experts say that's because Thanksgiving gatherings. And with Hanukkah starting this week and Christmas just 17 days away, experts are once again urging people to please be careful. Erica Zucco joining us live downtown this morning. Erica, now we know what they asked them to do at Thanksgiving. A lot of people did not do that. What are they asking us to do? Anything different?
Well, Barry, the recommendations are a lot like what we saw at Thanksgiving for these holidays during the winter, but they house a different spectrum, essentially, different guidance depending on what you're choosing to do. You can see the Christmas lights here in downtown San Antonio when we've seen really the holiday season kind of in full swing already. They're asking people, though, to make sure that they're limiting gatherings. They also have requests about travel. They're urging Americans not to travel if possible, but if you are going to do so, they're asking that you get tested after you meet in different areas. Now, here in Bexar County, the most recently reported numbers show a positivity rate of more than 15%. Also, on average, more than 990 cases reported each day. Again, that's an average. And because of those community levels, they're really asking people here in Bexar County to limit things to your household. The CDC says that if you are going to have some type of gathering, to wear masks, to spend time outdoors wherever possible, and to make sure that you're having conversations with your family members about where they've been before you're supposed to meet up, so that if it's something that you're concerned about, you can make changes to your plans. Now, here in Bexar County, they are asking people again to continue practicing those safety measures all throughout the holiday season so that we can get numbers down. In fact, today we're also expecting to hear another updated announcement on guidance concerning schools here in Bexar County as we continue to see these numbers rise. Reporting downtown, Erica Zucco, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.